here, welcome back to my channel. Today is the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette Dupe video. I'm going to switch these over because these are the correct corresponding eyes. So I created this makeup look using the blue shade out of these palettes because I kind of felt like no one ever really uses that blue shade. So I thought I would create this halo eye with the blues, and blues isn't something that I normally reach for or do very often. So if you want to see how I created this look and how I feel about these palettes and whether or not this is a decent dupe or not, then just keep watching. Okay, so here they are side by side. Now I've kind of decided to do a halo eye this time. I love halo eyes. I think they just come out looking amazing. It's my dog panting. So I've decided to do a halo eye. I think halo eyes look amazing, and I've decided to use this random blue shade that was kind of thrown into the palette. It kind of goes with the palette, I suppose, but it is a random blue one that I feel like probably no one ever uses, so let's use it. Starting with the Too Faced, on this eye I'm going to use the shade Coconut Cream, and I'm going to put that all over as a base. And from the Dupe palette, this shade is called Delicious. Now I'm pretty sure some of these names are actually doubled up in these palettes, so yeah. Don't know why, but I have seen like other Perfect. I know I did Perfect, a shade Perfect in my last one, so yeah. So they've definitely doubled up some of the names. I guess it's a cheaper palette, so they probably don't put as much time and effort into naming the shadows. I don't know. So anyway, this shade is Delicious. I have been finding that the white matte shades or the cream matte shades are more pigmented in the Dupe I Heart Makeup palette than they are in the Too Faced palette, so that's quite interesting to me, because you would expect it to be the other way around. Honestly, these palettes are just like, I could just sniff them all day. Like, it actually makes me really hungry for chocolate, so oh my god, a chocolate thick shade from McDonald's. So the transition crease shade that I'm going to be using, I'm going to keep it cooler toned. The good thing with these palettes is it does have warmer tones and it does have cooler tones as well, so it's kind of a little bit of a mix. More cool though than warm. If you're wanting warmer ones, I would probably suggest the original chocolate bar palette. So I'm going to pop this shade Nougat, or Nugget. I always call it Nugget. We had Nougat at work the other day and I was like, "You having some Nugget?" And everyone corrected me and laughed, and I just wouldn't stop calling it Nugget. Nougat. I'm going to pop that in my crease. And in the Dupe palette, this shade is called Heavenly. So the pigmentation with these two of that shade, I would say would be the same. Not incredibly pigmented, like you have to really build it. Shades are really similar though. I think the Too Faced one is slightly darker than the Dupe palette, but again, so similar. Alright, and now I'm going to take that blue shade, it's called Blueberry Swirl from the Too Faced palette. I'm going to start putting this on my inner corner and my outer corner, leaving that middle bit bare. So I've really had to seriously pack this colour on. It's not the most pigmented shade out of the whole entire Too Faced palette. And from the Dupe palette, this shade is called Crunch, which seems like an odd name to call a blue shade, but anyway. So I already feel like the Dupe shade is way more pigmented than the Too Faced. So I already feel like the Dupe shade is way more pigmented than the Too Faced palette. I've only applied it once and I'm already at the same sort of colour strength that I was with the Too Faced, which took so much layering. I feel like the I Heart Makeup palette is also blending a lot easier than the Too Faced. And out of the Too Faced palette, taking the shade Caramel, I'm going to wet this on my brush with my MAC Fix Plus and place that in the middle. Okay, and out of the Dupe palette, this shade is also called Caramel. I got real original with that one. And to add some more dimension on my inner and outer corners, I'm going to take the shade Puddin' and I'm going to pop those there. And from the Dupe shade, this is called Perfect. So in the Dupe palette, I don't think the shade is as dark as it is in the Too Faced. And if you haven't guessed, halo eyes are all about dimension, so to lighten up the very middle of my spotlight just a little bit more, I'm going to use this shade Butter Pecan and I'm going to wet that as well. And from the Dupe palette, the shade is called Yum. Alright, so I'm done with those palettes, but now I'm going to take my Moonchild palette and I'm going to take the shade Blue Moon and I'm going to pop this on my inner corner. Now I'm just going to finish the rest of my face off, liner, lashes, lipstick, hair. Fade in, fade out. Okay, so that's the final look. I just plaited my hair because it's like not fresh clean. I've also got Candy K on the lips from Carter Cosmetics, and grabbed my Moonchild palette again and put a wee bit of blue ice just in the center on the top of it. It just seems to make your lips sort of like pop quite a bit. Like I've become quite a fan of putting a little bit of highlighter on your lips, even matte lipstick, because it just gives it a bit more. So now I'll just give you a quick rundown of sort of how I felt about these palettes. So very, very similar once again. The shades are virtually identical. You probably wouldn't know. I did find that the I Heart Makeup actually blended a little bit easier than the Too Faced, which is a little bit unusual. I don't normally find Too Faced difficult to work with, but today for some reason this one just won out, and this one was just easier to blend and just worked better. Pigmentation wise, this one was a lot better on some shades, whereas this one was a lot better on some shades. So it's kind of neither here nor there, I feel, as to sort of which one that you own. Of course, if you want to keep them with the name brands, then you'd want the Too Faced. But the I Heart Makeup Salted Caramel palette is just as good, just as pigmented, blends just as well, if not better, and it's so much cheaper for the price. So if you can't afford or can't get for any reason the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, then I again highly recommend the I Heart Makeup Salted Caramel. These are seriously blowing my mind. I kind of half expected them to not be as fantastic. I brought every single one of these as a double to do as a giveaway. I've got one more palette, the Chocolate Bar palette, to do a dupe video of, and then I will upload that giveaway. But I brought them kind of thinking that maybe I wasn't going to do the giveaway because I didn't want to give away something that wasn't going to be any good. So I was a little bit skeptical, but after trying, this is the third one now, like I'm sold. My mind is blown, and I'm shocked that they've been able to create such a close dupe and just have it come out so wonderfully. So if you enjoyed this makeup look and it helped you in any which way or form, then please don't forget to give it a big like, and don't forget to subscribe, because like I say, I'm going to be doing a giveaway very shortly, and you're going to have to subscribe for that giveaway anyway. So you might as well hit that button now, and as always, you'll be seeing my face in the next one.